Hello and welcome to our cruise for 2022. We're at Westport Lake, just north of Stoke-on-Trent, and we've actually been on the water now for 6 days. We set out last Monday, which I think was the 25th of April, and it's Saturday evening and we're at Westport Lake, and tomorrow we go through Harecastle Tunnel. I've not done any video coverage of the last 6 days because we've covered that length of canal in previous videos, so there wasn't much point really in going over old ground. So we start the video tomorrow really north of Harecastle Tunnel, and we are planning to go to Llangollen. So we're going to go up the Trent and Mersey as far as Middlewich. We then take a left turn at Middlewich and go along the Shropshire Union, the Middlewich branch of the Shropshire Union. We're joining the Shropshire Union after, I'm not sure how many days now, 2 or 3. And then we take a left turn, and then almost immediately we take a right turn and we're on the Llangollen. We've got quite a few days on the Llangollen. And then on the way back we're going to go down the Montgomery, which I don't know how far we can get. I think we're on there for about 2 days. It's not a complete canal yet. There is some restoration going on, but it's not navigable all the way at the moment. So that's the plan. So I hope you'll join us, come with us on this journey. I don't know how many episodes it's going to run to. But we'll try and put something together that will entertain and amuse. So to summarise, we'll have a look at the route on Google Earth. We started at Shardlow on the Trent and Mersey, which is shown in magenta. We're currently just north of Stoke-on-Trent. We're going to continue on the Trent and Mersey as far as Middlewich, where we will pick up the Middlewich branch of the Shropshire Union, which is shown in green, and then we will go as far as Barbridge Junction, where we pick up then the Shropshire Union main line, which is shown in orange. After a couple of miles we're going to turn off at Hurlston Junction, and that will then take us on to the Llangollen, which we will stay on all the way until we arrive at Llangollen. On the way back we're going to take this yellow line, which is the Montgomery Canal. So we're going to go on to the Montgomery for a couple of days, and then we'll come back up to Frankton Junction and retrace our steps all the way back to Hurlston, where we pick up the main line of the Shropshire Union once more, and we will come all the way down there, all the way down to Orthley Junction, where the Shropshire Union meets the Staffs and Worcester, and we're going to turn left onto the Staffs and Worcester and work our way back northwards around Stafford, and that will bring us to Great Haywood Junction, back on the Trent and Mersey. From there we will then return home all the way to Shardlow, and we reckon that's going to take us about 30 days. We start just north of Harecastle Tunnel, and this little flight simulator will show us the route down Heartbreak Hill, past all the locks. Each red pin represents one of the locks. As you can see, the canal meanders slightly. There's a bit of a respite and then another flight of locks. And we split the descent of the hill into 2 days, and this point there, Road Heath, is where we stayed the first night. The second day we did 14 locks, which took us all the way down to Wheelock, and again the red dots denote locks. These are the locks that you'll see later, just approaching the M6. We go under the M6, more locks, and not far to go now. And here's Wheelock, which is the bottom of the hill. So we had a cup of tea at Wheelock, and then we went for about an hour, and then decided that was enough, and we moored overnight at Rookery Moorings. So here we are on the lower side of the tunnel, This is Heartbreak Hill, and we've already done 3 locks. We've been out of the tunnel just under an hour now. So this is Red Bull. We've just come through Red Bull lock. This is the lock below Red Bull, and as you can see there are twin locks, so we've got a choice. Sue's just gone to see which one's got the most water in, and presumably she'll tell me which one we're going in. Right hand side, which is easier. I don't know what the situation is, whether it's full or empty, but 2 boats have just gone up and are moored for the next lock, so unless somebody's gone down after them, it should be full. But he's obviously letting water into this one. So we've got the tunnel done. We got through in 35 minutes, which was pretty good going, but it was mighty cold inside. Really cold. Bank Holiday Monday, 2nd of May, and we're at a place called Roadheath on the Trent and Mersey, and we're about halfway down the 26 locks of what's known as Heartbreak Hill, or the Cheshire Locks as it used to be called by the old boatmen. We stayed here overnight. It's just about 9 o'clock, and Sue's just setting the first lock of 14 we've got to do today. So we're continuing to go downhill to a place called Lock, which is almost at the bottom of the locks. We've only got 4 miles to do today. There's 14 locks, so it's going to take us, we reckon, about 4.5, 5 hours, depending on the way the locks are when we get there. Yesterday it wasn't too bad, but the problem is this flight of locks, or there are twin locks, there are 2 locks at each locking point, but the problem is some of them are out of use anyway, permanently out of use, but a lot are in use, but the paddles have been locked off because I presume they're requiring maintenance. And it's a bit annoying really, because there's 2 locks that you could use but only one that's workable. We're now at Harecastle Green Locks, and there's a couple of locks here, and we've just done the top lock. Sue's gone to set the bottom lock, which is immediately before the M6 motorway. So from a peaceful rural cruise we've had so far, we've got the roar of the motorway to go through, and once we're through that, we continue through the Cheshire countryside, and the next one is a flight of 6 locks just before Lock, and I think when we've done them we might stop and have a cup of coffee because there's no time to stop in between these because they're quite close together. So that's top lock 57, which we've just come through, and we're here. And she's getting the left hand one going, getting that one ready for us. We've arrived at Lock. It's about 1 o'clock lunchtime, and there's the servicing facilities which I've used. We're filled up with water, and we're just having a drink while we're moored up. There's the water point, and there's a pizza restaurant just here which smells quite pleasant, but we're not stopping here. We're going to go a bit further when we've had a drink. But it's very quiet. But we've finished Heartbreak Hill. We're down at the level we wanted to be at. So that's a relief. 14 locks this morning. And there's the skipper having a well-earned cup of tea. It's just after 2 o'clock and we've moored up for the night now. We're about 4 miles from Middlewich. The town over there is Sandbach. The railway line to Sandbach is about half a mile further on, so we didn't want to get too near the railway line. But it's out in the wilds here. It's fairly sheltered. We're on a bit of a bend, but the canal widens just here, so it's not causing an obstruction. So yeah, we've had a good day. We started about 9 o'clock and we've done 14 locks. The last lock's down Heartbreak Hill. And tomorrow it'll be into Middlewich and a turn onto the Shropshire Union Middlewich branch that takes us towards the Shropshire Union main line. I think we've got a couple of days on the branch, and then we join the main line at Barbridge Junction. There's a chance that it might rain this afternoon, so it's probably as well that we've pulled in. If it does rain, then we're okay. We're not cruising. I think rain forecast tomorrow, so we might have another early stop tomorrow. I think late morning it's forecast rain, so we'll see how we go anyway.